3, 2, 1. Here we are. It's February 1st, 2020, and we're back at City Hall for this week's protest. I'm here with the Yellow Vester, Gordon. Just really quickly, what are the 3 reasons you're here in terms of the Yellow Vest movement?
I became part of the Yellow Vest to reinforce the right to freedom of speech.
Yes?
I also disagree with the carbon tax. I think it's unnecessary, as well as the UN Migration Compact. I don't agree to mass immigration without representation.
So you don't want mass integration, so you want to round up the immigrants and send them all back?
No, I want to stop on immigration and find out who we have, who we don't have, and who we don't need.
Okay.
There are far too many unsavory immigrants that are here. They
Why?
need to be removed. All the other ones that want to be part of Canada, that want to be part of our diversity, great. They can stay. However, there are ones here that are not here for legitimate reasons.
Well, give me a reason that you would consider to be not legitimate.
Human trafficking, drugs, gun running.
Oh, okay. So if someone comes here and they don't want to play hockey, that's not a reason to send them back.
No, they got to come here because they want to be here, not because they want to resume the life they had back at home.
Okay, well that would be in terms of letting people in, right? Like once you're a Canadian citizen, you're a Canadian citizen.
Yes.
Right. What you're saying is you want to vet people for Canadian values, much like Kelly Leach did back in the.
Yes.
Okay.
Just like Quebec, I like some of Quebec's laws.
Yeah.
As far as they got to read and write one of the languages. They have to be able to read and write it. They have to have instill upon them some of Canadian history, and why we're here. And they like to use diversity as our strength. I believe that unity is our strength.
Unity is our strength.
Right.
And diversity could be a strength.
Anymore. They're not advertising unity anymore.
Yeah.
They're advertising diversity. And diversity is a separation. All right? That's a lot of people going their own way. You can't have, you got to have your ducks in a row. You want to keep Canada, Canada.
Okay, just to clarify, when you say they, I assume you mean the Canadian government and the fake news media?
Anybody that supports diversity and says that it's beneficial. But it's not.
Now,
I mean, they claim to be tolerant people, but they're intolerant against people like me.
Speaking of tolerant people, I'm going to shift this a little bit. I'm going to shift over to here. You see these people here, they're
leaving now.
They're leaving now, and there's a smaller number of them, but they're here every week.
Yeah.
And
but they're here to virtue signal. They're here to do their own little selfies and say, "Look, I was here. I was fighting against the oppressors."
And why do you think you recognize they're here because you're here?
That's correct.
What would your response be to them?
To them?
Yeah. Like they think, if I may, they think that you hate immigrants. I think they think you hate black people, that you hate gay people.
Yes, I've been called racist. I've been called a number of things.
Have you, to the best of your opinion, have you said anything that may have been construed as maybe being racist?
No. They got their own echo chambers like they claim we have.
Just to clarify, do you see all races as being equal to each other?
I'm sorry?
Do you see all races as being equal to each other?
The human race is a single race.
Okay, excellent. That was well said.
There is no distinction. And I was growing up. I was taught to be colorblind. Okay, everybody should be treated equally. Everybody gets the same amount of respect and decency. Okay, that's how I was raised. I believe in MLK, and what he said was when he had said that thing about don't judge a man by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm a firm believer in meritocracy.
So do you think Martin Luther King would make a good Canadian?
Sorry?
Do you think Martin Luther King would make a good Canadian?
Yeah. I think
he
instills a lot of the ideas we had back then, too.
And we seem to be losing now.
Well, this whole me bit. I need representation as part of my group. This group identity politics is what's destroying a lot of what's going on in Canada.
Which is the opposite of Martin Luther King's message.
That's right.
Okay.
And I got told, because I used his quote on Facebook once, how could I do that? I'm a racist. I can't use these words.
You mean because you're white, you can't use these words, which is racism.
That could be it too. like I said, I'm colorblind when it comes to that.
Okay, so you have love for all races. Racism is not your issue.
No.
And trans people?
Trans people. They have their lives, I have mine, and personally, I don't care what they do in their bedrooms,
Yeah.
all right? But I do care whether they try to impose upon me, like Bill C-16.
Yes.
That's a compelled speech law.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Jordan Peterson's fight with Bill C-16.
Yeah. That is what he said it was. It is a compelled speech law. You're forcing people under the government gun to say words they don't want to say, that don't come naturally in regular parlance, as Jordan put it.
And and the thing with Professor, go ahead.
When did Canadians become so fucking disrespectful? It's bullshit. If someone came up to me, especially a trans, and said, "My name is Shirley, identify as a her," I would use that because they said it that way.
Like El Rossetti,
But-
for instance. You use L's pronouns?
Yes, L. Yeah, I use her pronouns. I know her. I like her. And,
I think she's
and that's
awesome.
just the thing. It's like what I told one other person. When did Canadians become so disrespectful that we need a law to compel speech to use the preferred pronouns of people? Okay, that's compelled speech. We don't need that law.
And
Right?
and
I
that's
mean, I have no issues with any trans, gays. Hell, I used to work at a gay bar.
yeah.
Okay, I used to be the doorman. I used to keep the rednecks out. Okay, so I mean, I know there are some people that don't like these people, but I'm not one of them. But as a yellow vester, they label me as one of them.
Yes.
Like, no, you're wrong. You don't know me.
So you don't. So Jordan Peterson was standing up for free speech, and what they would say is that he hates trans people, right?
That he's homophobic, that he's racist. Yes.
So yeah, your issue is free speech. It's perfectly acceptable, easy for you to love a trans person. Just wanted to get that out there. But to get off the trans issue, so you have nothing. The gay agenda has nothing to do. Gay issues, LGBTQ issues, have nothing to do with the yellow vest, as I understand it,
No, we're not fighting against them.
or for it. It's just not something that interests you.
It's not something I'm fighting against. No.
Yeah. Or any yellow vest as a whole.
As far as I know, I mean, like, it's like with any, like, I call this a uniform.
Yeah.
Okay? And like with any uniform, you're going to get your bad apples. Just like you have corrupt cops, just like you have corrupt politicians, right? You have different uniforms, you have different things that represent them. All right, you're going to get your bad apples. And for the most part, a lot of yellow vesters, we weeded out all those white supremacists, those actual white supremacists.
Like Paul Fromm, for instance.
Yeah, like Paul Fromm.
He showed up and it was explained to him, this is not a white nationalist
This
movement.
is not what we're here for.
Yeah. Just I get tired of having to explain that over and over again, right? That the yellow vest has nothing to do with racism. And yet, here they are every Saturday to try and make themselves the heroes and you guys the villains. Had to go back there. So
I find it very depressing when they compare themselves to the men and women who fought in World War II against Nazi Germany.
absolutely. The
I
flag
find
you're
that rather offensive.
the flag
I
you're
have
holding.
grandparents that fought in those wars,
both my grandparents fought in
Right.
and some uncles.
and to claim themselves to be just like them is disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. It absolutely is. And the flag that you're holding right now, the Canadian flag,
This is
let's
the
get
old
some
red
wind
ensign.
happening. This is actually the flag that was flown on the Canadian battleships. Am I correct?
No. This is-
Oh,
this is
see,
the one
here I
out
was
in
thinking I was-
1950s.
yeah. This is not the flag that fought the Nazis.
This one has red leaves. You see red leaves on the bottom there?
Yeah.
Okay, that's after 1950. The
Okay.
one prior to that is the one with green leaves. That's the one
Okay.
we flew under World War II.
So I actually learned something. And anyone watching this actually just learned something. So I'll give you some, we're at the 9-minute mark, so I'll give you a chance to add anything you want to say and I'll wrap it up. Any last words?
Unity is our strength.
Unity is our
We need to
strength.
come back together as a country. I'm a nationalist. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
part of the Canadian Nationalist Party. We believe in traditional values. That Canada does have a fact of a heritage. We need to respect that heritage. I'm not calling for a recall of white European like some of the white supremacists want again.
Yeah.
Not after that.
You're not looking for a white ethno state. You just want people to buy a damn poppy.
Apart from that, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I'm going to sign out then. Thanks for watching Fighting Hate 101.
Save Canada.
Save Canada.